Hi, Aubrey. How are you today?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, hanging in there, in the heat. I'm sure you've been going through it.
Yeah.
Um, I guess I wanted to start with, it's kind of an obvious one, but with Jona arriving yesterday, that's positive news, but also positive transitions can be challenging too. I know it's early days. How have you seen that aspect of things going in these first, I mean literally hours, almost more than days, on that front?
Yeah. Like you said, it's day two really of Jonah being here. So we'll have to see how it plays out. But obviously we've known about this for a long time. So it's something we have plans for. We have processes. Mark, Jonah, Adrian have all been in communication about what's best for staff, what's best for the players. So um I have no doubts that it'll be a smooth transition. Adrian will still be on um or will still be as our acting head coach this weekend, just because Jonah's just gotten here. But us players are looking forward to learning from Jonah. And obviously, we have another great coach with Adrian. So it's honestly a win-win in my opinion, because it's like we've got two incredible head coaches. So I'm excited to learn from Jonah, but also Adrian will be instrumental in kind of being a bridge and helping integrate Jonah into the club.
Thinking of your perspective as a leader within the group, at this point in the season, you knew this transition was coming, like you said, for a while now. Um, how do you think the team has handled this first portion of the season, knowing that there was a transition coming? Obviously, the results have been there, but in terms of the group dynamics away from the field, how do you think things have gone on that front, to sort of make sure that this moment arrived and the team was in a good spot rather than maybe it being kind of up in the air?
Tremendously, honestly. I'm couldn't be more proud of the squad, and especially how our rookies have stepped up and played instrumental roles on this team. Um, Honestly didn't really see that coming. But yeah, there's not too many NWSL clubs who ask rookies to be starters and to honestly carry a lot of the load on the team. And that's what we've done for a couple players, and they have exceeded above and beyond. And more importantly, I think this group has progressed drastically from each game. So a lot of our emphasis is just on the process and playing the style of football we want to play, and kind of looking at that from game to game, rather than did we win, did we lose, how many goals did we score, things like that. So we know as a group internally we've come so far, we've learned a lot, but that we still have so much room to grow.
Appreciate it. I'll pass the microphone here.
Andy, Kendall, or Bernie, any questions from y'all? I'm not seeing any hands.
Sure, I have a question.
Go ahead, Bernie.
How's it going? I just want to know, what was your reaction when the new coach came in, and how do you think he's going to drastically change the dynamic of the team?
When I heard about Jonah coming in the off season, I was like, wow, this is incredible. Kudos to Michelle, to Mark, to all the people who were instrumental in getting him to leave a storied club like Barcelona and um, kind of take a chance coming to America, to the Spirit, to the NWSL. It's massive for the club, but also the league.
Mhm.
Just to have a coach of his caliber here and just kind of raise the level, and just it shows what Michelle is investing in this club, and hopefully other teams will follow suit. So as a competitor, I was thrilled. I want to be the best. I want to learn from the best. So really excited just to get him here and learn from here. But when the season began, Adrian came in. I was equally impressed, and we
Right.
kind of did an overhaul of our tactics, of our playing style, of our players. Quite honestly, um, but the comforting thing for me is we're not doing that again. Like we have already been instrumenting, uh, the style of play that we want to play. And working on developing a team identity every week. So it's not like Jona comes in and now it's like, I'm here, this is what we're going to do, and it's all new stuff. He'll just continue to build upon the foundation that Adrian has already set. So honestly, I don't know what that's going to look like or what the future will bring. I'm just imagining maybe another level of intensity, another level of detail, and just things that he can pick up on. So yeah, another set of eyes, more expertise. Obviously, he has coached some of the best teams in the world and been successful in the Champions League, which is incredible, especially for his young age. So yeah, we'll see what happens, but I'm really looking forward to learning from him and seeing how the team develops with him here now.
Great. One more question. As of now, the Spirit is the hottest team in the Washington, D.C. area. How does that make you feel?
Like that. Yeah, I mean, it's been a couple years since we've had sold out stadiums and been on big win streaks, things like that. I always, knew this was possible for us and knew it would come. As we've been building the club since having Michelle as the owner and getting Mark and now a new staff and a lot of the right pieces in place. But ultimately, I'm a competitor. I want to win. So I love it. I love having a full stadium, scoring lots of goals. I hate conceding, so we got to work on that. But yeah, it's been a great environment for women's sports as we're all seeing the growth of the WNBA. We've got the Olympics coming up. So just a great time to be a sports fan. So anyone wants to jump on the Spirit bandwagon, hurry up because the time is now. And yeah, it's going to be a fun end to the year.
Good luck on your next game. Thanks.
Thank you very much.
Annie, go ahead.
If I can unmute. Hi, Aubrey. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Good. I wanted to ask a little bit about, game coming up this weekend. I know you said when we talked to you after the last game, you were looking forward to it, ready for trying for a win. I'm curious how the team is preparing and maybe from your perspective, how you're working on kind of your possession, your increased possession as a goalkeeper, to face Gotham.
Yeah, I'm much more involved in the attack this year. It helps to play with 11 field players in a sense rather than 10. So yeah, I definitely take up higher positions in possession. They're a high pressing team, so we're expecting them to come out. Obviously, we'll see with the Heat. They also played on Wednesday, so that may affect their ability to press, but they're well organized. They obviously won the NWSL championship last year, so they're accustomed to winning. They're a good squad. So I think it'll be a great matchup. It'll be a good test for us. Just playing against a good opponent who is also on a long unbeaten streak. So we're looking forward to it. Been working on just our patience, especially like I said, with the Heat. We're going to want to keep the ball and try to avoid some unnecessary running. So hopefully we'll display some good patience on the ball and be able to kind of break them down in specific areas that we've identified.
Thanks. And you kind of answered my question about the Heat. So I'll ask, we saw there was a cake for Jonatan González's arrival. I was curious if you baked it or the macarons that were on it.
That was not me. That was actually Dawn Scott, which I was surprised that Dawn would make something with so much sugar, but it was a really good funfetti cake. I can attest to that. But yeah, I try not to bake too much for staff just because we have like 50 of them. So I'm pretty busy with players alone, and yeah, I can't be playing too many favorites. So yeah, the players keep me busy, but it was not me, it was Dawn, and it was very good.
Got it. Thank you.
Yeah.
And Jason, wrap us up.
Aubrey, you mentioned that Gotham played the midweek game, and obviously I think from our side, we all tend to treat that as an advantage for the team that's had more rest. But I'm thinking over the years of the times where maybe that extra game, that extra sharpness sometimes has kind of helped the team that had the one more match, especially when it's not thinking of your schedule from a couple years ago and it was just nonstop Wednesday games. Um, how do you make sure that your fresher legs and that extra rest actually pays off and it's not so much about Gotham's more in a rhythm and it's more that you can maybe tire them out or take advantage in some way?
For sure, right? It's only an advantage if we exploit it. So it'll be important, like I was saying earlier, just to keep the ball, to be patient in the attack and not try to go route one. But yeah, we've been working on kind of trying to get it to one side and then switch through the middle and maybe progress the other way and just like you said, tire them out. So yeah, obviously, sometimes if you are tired, then it brings increased focus, or maybe they'll have momentum after picking up a last minute win at home. So like, yeah, like you're saying, those are all kind of advantages in a sense of having that midweek matchup. So it's just important that we know they're going to be tired, and so we, make them run.
Yeah. I'm thinking back to the weekend. You mentioned that Gotham has changed since the last time you played them. Seems like they've improved quite a bit. The results say that as well. Um, have you seen what have you seen when you've watched them play? What have you seen that is maybe a specific area where you're thinking that's why they've started to really find their form now?
Yeah, there's a couple factors. I think when we played them the first time, they were really stretched as a back four, and with our speed, like it was just way too easy for Trin, Ule, Croy to get in behind. We could have scored like 5 goals that game with the amount of breakaways we had. Since then, they have added Sonnet to the back line, which Spirit fans, we know Sonnet's grittiness and her competitiveness, also her just leadership ability. She's very organized and vocal, so she's done really well there. And they also have Rose healthy. She had an incredible goal on Wednesday. So I think obviously having a player of her caliber in the midfield certainly helps. But they're a good team. They're deep. They've been able to rotate. They've been able to get a lot of people in and make differences. They also have a new goalkeeper, Berger from Germany, who I thought has done particularly well, especially considering some of the other foreign keepers who've come to the league have not, or have just struggled, I think, adapting to the pace of this league, but she's done really well. So just looking forward to seeing how this Spirit team now matches up with this Gotham team.
Thanks, Aubrey. Appreciate it.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you, Aubrey. Thank you, everybody. We will be right back with Adrian Gonzalez.
Thank you, guys.